down to business, Joey. Thanks for the intro. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and briefly talk through what happened yesterday and what we did as a result, just to kind of get everybody aware and understanding of what our strategy has been. And then we'll talk about some new stuff coming up. We'll talk about the BSC launch. We'll talk about some new marketing and what we're going to do to get this thing recovering from the attack that we experienced yesterday. So, just briefly to discuss what happened yesterday, we had some insiders who have not been playing nicely since the very beginning. They've been essentially, siphoning off funds unknowingly into Kishu. You guys saw what happened yesterday. There's pretty much a direct correlation. You can follow the wallets. They did it exactly at the time where they announced their new partnership with Ronaldinho, and they just basically dumped out of us and went into there. So we know what happened. There was some insiders that were a part of it. It's done. It's over. We're moving forward from this. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. So I'll go into some questions a little bit later about that if anybody wants to ask anybody anything specific. But as a result of that, all the dev wallets have now locked 50% of their liquidity, 50% of their tokens for a minimum of 3 months, which we'll continue to evaluate that. Really, the reason why we continue to evaluate that is because really the devs are, utilizing the funds from their own wallets to pay for a lot of this stuff that we're doing. And so, we just want to make sure that we have the ability to continue moving. So that's kind of how that happened. In addition, we had a number of the wave makers lock their tokens up 50% or more. So a significant, you'll notice that there have been some shifts in wallet holders. I think a lot of you maybe have moved up over the last few days. And that's because what happened is when we lock our tokens, our token count actually goes down by 50% on the wallet. We created a new wallet. Essentially, that wallet is locked in Unicrypt. And now our original wallets are half the size. And you guys can see all that. I think we've pinned and posted most of those locks from the wave setters. I think we posted all the ones from the core group. So we are now in a position where all of the core members have locked their tokens. In addition to that, the wave makers are locking tokens. So I think at this point, we're almost at 5% of the total token count is locked, and it's just going to keep going up from there. I know that there's a couple more whales that weren't around yesterday because of their time differences, and they'll be locking this morning. So some very good news out of that, basically coming from the lock. So the next thing I'll talk about is our Binance launch. So we are going to be launching the token on the BSC network too. There's been a little bit of confusion about what this means, but what it means is that Binance, the Binance chain, it's just like ERC. What it means is that it's just like we're launching on another exchange. Okay, it is no different than us going to Hotbit or Digifinex or whoever, whatever other exchange. This is exactly the same, because basically what we're doing is we're just bringing up PancakeSwap as another exchange. The reasoning for this is there's several reasons for this. First off, we have several advisors who we want to bring on who were not able to get in on the ERC20 launch. And so those advisors are going to be buying in. We've got several influencer campaigns that we want to run, that we want to get people in on. And so we're going to be creating a marketing wallet over there. We're going to be creating several new people to get in on the token. And so we'll be announcing the exact timeline of that very, very soon. But essentially, it's just like another listing. It doesn't do anything except for help the BankSocial economy, because it's going to allow for additional volume to come into the token. It's going to allow for a new market pair to come to the token with BNB, and it's going to give us another exchange to launch. That's going to be huge. The other thing it does is it bolsters up our liquidity pool a lot faster, because Now we have full control over the liquidity pool, full control over the fees. And so that's going to be a really, really big deal for us. Okay. Now, this doesn't mean that we're launching on Binance, the exchange. Okay. No, you do not have to rebuy on BSC. None of our current values are going away. Okay. You can buy on BSC just like you can buy on Hotbit, just like you can buy on any of the other exchanges. But right now, nothing's going to change with the ERC20 token. It's going to continue to live on in perpetuity. It's going to continue to be where everybody will continue to own the majority of BankSocial tokens. But just like we bring on Hotbit, just like we bring on everything else, we are going to have this go on BSC. So this is going to be a huge volume increase for us, especially over the next couple of days as we launch on the other exchanges. But this is going to be a big move. It does not affect redistribution. It does not affect any details of the current token. It will grow wallet holders. It will grow wallet holders because it's another exchange. It's just like Hotbit. It's just like DigiFinex. When we launch on those other exchanges, the redistribution happens a little bit differently. So the redistribution will happen on the BSC chain. But what it will do is it will get us our liquidity goal faster, a lot faster, because we're essentially going to double our ability to pull liquidity in. So this is a good thing. This is not we don't need to migrate. We don't need to change. If you guys aren't aware, it's very difficult in the United States or in some of these like European countries to get BNB tokens. So most of the people in the United States are using Ethereum. Most of the rest of the world uses Binance, and so this opens us up to a very, very large market out of the gate for. And again, guys, it's no different than launching on another exchange. I want to be very clear about that. We're not migrating. You don't have to rebuy. We're not going to move anything. Nothing's changing about the current tokens. We're just launching on a new exchange, and that happens to be an exchange that's going to be decentralized, and we're going to control the liquidity on. So we're going to launch on PancakeSwap. It's probably going to happen within the next 24 to 48 hours. We're going to do it over the weekend. It's going to bring a tremendous volume pump to us, as well as potentially a shift in market price. So, and we expect that to balance out as that continues to just like it does with any exchange. You guys see sometimes if you go on CoinMarketCap, one exchange is more, one exchange is less. The same thing is going to happen here. So nothing else is changing. We're just launching on a new exchange. It's going to be a BNB pair. Nothing's changing about the token other than we're just getting more exposure. We're just getting more exposure and more people in on the token across the world. So very big news on that. Let me give you guys another piece of big news. So we've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. If you guys saw, we launched the token tracker yesterday. You can track your tokens now on the website. That's not the big piece of news, but I saw somebody ask that, so I wanted to answer that. We did launch the token tracker. I think there were a few small bugs on it. If anybody has any bugs that they want to report, you can either do that in the chat room or you can go on the support portal, support.banksocial.io, and you can report it through there. The big news I do want to announce is that we are working. I know I announced this last week, and everybody's been asking me about it, but we are in the final steps of fiat to token transfer. So that's moving along very well. I had some conversations this morning with the company. There's two companies actually that are going to be doing this for us, not just one. So we're going to be on two companies that are going to allow us to have fiat to token direct in and out. Okay. It's not going to work in every single country. There are some countries that are on a list of not being able to do it, but that's across the board. That's anywhere you would transfer fiat in. You're going to have the same issue. So that's going to be a worldwide thing. That's coming very, very soon, within the next 7 to 10 days. So we're trying to align all this stuff out very closely. In addition, with the launch on Binance and DigiFinex for next week, We're looking at some really big campaigns and some really big promo campaigns. We're also looking at bringing in a weekly type of figure as far as a influencer. So maybe an every Friday influencer that we can look forward to all week. And who are we going to announce this week? And we're looking to starting that next week. So some very, very big things coming down the pipe. And just wanted to get the community caught up as to what was coming. Let me look here. I had a couple of questions that some people had sent me before. We are also with launching on Binance. Part of that deal is that we are bringing on some not new advisors, but we are going to get the advisors, the couple advisors that we've been working with. One of them has been Travis. We're finally going to get them into a front role. And we're going to start implementing a lot of the stuff that we've been working on behind the scenes, which are things like calendars that the community can follow with what we're going to be posting and what we're going to be doing, so that our marketing chat and marketing channel and guerrilla marketing teams can be fully aware of what the next goals are, so that we can move in synchrony on the items that we need to have for success. So that's all going to be rolled out in the coming week. So a huge week coming up ahead of us. We've just been holding up on a lot of this because, guys, we knew we had some people that were insider selling, and we just needed to make sure that most of that riffraff was gone before we made any big moves like this. Unfortunately, you know, they took that and they went to somewhere else, and you know, but we can't stop that. All we can do is look forward to the future and make this something really special for everybody. So let me see here. I had some so, you know, if you guys have any questions about anything, best place to go for that is the website, is the support portal. The website has a lot of information on it. The support portal has a lot of information on it as well. I also want to address that I've heard a couple people, you know, a couple people making mention of doing bad things to people. We're not. That's not us. That's not us. This can happen. Anybody can buy tokens. Anybody can pump. Oh, that's the other thing that I wanted to go over. So there's been a lot of questions about why people got tokens for free. You guys can go. I had a few people that I talked through this morning that were like, oh, okay, now we see it. So nobody did get tokens for free. Nobody got for free, guys. So the initial deployer wallet, if you go look at it, it received about $170,000 of purchases, and then it was the deployer wallet handed out tokens for that $170,000 worth of Ethereum. So nobody got any tokens for free with the initial launch. I want to make that very, very clear, because that's been a question that continues to kind of creep up, and I just want to make sure that people understand that nobody got any tokens for free. There was a big liquidity pool that people staked against, the initial wallet staked against. We collected that Ethereum from them, and then we utilized that Ethereum to fund the liquidity pool. And just like, you know, I've told a couple people, there were people on the open market who were able to buy 77% of the total token supply, or 3% of the total token supply, with, you know, 40, 50K. And that's just a product of being on the open market and getting in when you get in and getting out when you get out. We can't really stop that, nor, you know, nor is that our goal to stop that, because the whole deal here is people stake value and people are able to freely come and go as they please. So, but I do want to make the extremely clear that nobody was given any tokens without staking Ethereum value beforehand. So nobody stole anything, nobody took anything, nobody was given free tokens and then cashed them out. That did not happen whatsoever. And again, it's all, the great thing about the blockchain is that's all very clear. That's all. You can go look at the deployer wallet and you can see that it received Ethereum. It took all of that Ethereum and put that into the liquidity pool on Uniswap, and then it gave out the, or actually the way it worked is it got the Ethereum, it sent out all the deployer wallets to the initial stakeholder wallets for the amount they put in, their fair share amount, and then it went and took all of that liquidity that it pooled up and it put that onto Uniswap. So that's all clear on the blockchain. I want to be very clear, very transparent about what happened. Again, nobody got any free tokens. So some very good things coming out. We've got the Binance launch coming out. Yeah, the Binance redistribution will be exactly the same. We can't do cross-chain redistribution. So it'll only be just like on Hotbit. Hotbit does not do cross-chain redistribution. They only redistribute to Hotbit. But when people buy on BNB, we will have access to that liquidity pool. So the benefit there, and just like the same on Hotbit, we get the liquidity and the liquidity pool grows, which means we can fund loans faster and do other things faster. So when people buy, so just like on, there's another question here, when people buy with BNB, will my ERC20 value increase? So the way that it works is just like when you go on CoinMarketCap, you'll see that there are a whole bunch of markets and they all have different price. And what happens is as people jump from one place to another, the market stabilizes and the value of the token stabilizes. So the token value in your wallets is typically pulled from CoinMarketCap as a blended volume versus market cap versus price versus outstanding tokens on an exchange value. Okay. And so, yes, the overall value of the token is going to rise as we get more exchanges. It doesn't matter if it's DigiFinex. It doesn't matter if it's PancakeSwap on BNB. It doesn't matter if it's Hotbit. It doesn't matter if it's Bitmart. It doesn't matter what exchange it is. Every time we get a new exchange, the difference being that BNB gives us control over the liquidity pool, gives us control over how many tokens we can put out there. It gives us a lot more control. That's the only difference between BNB. But nothing's happening with the current Ethereum. Nothing's happening with the, yeah, that's exactly right, Rich and Test. If you had the ETH BSocial and the BNB BSocial, you would see two BankSocials. That's absolutely right. Just like if you had Hotbit, you would have another application that you would open up to see your BankSocial in Hotbit. So it's no different than bringing on another exchange. This is just a decentralized exchange. It's just like bringing up 1inch. It's just like bringing up Hotbit. So nothing's going to change with the underlying economy except for more volume and potentially a higher price. There are plans to expand into side chains like Matic specifically. What we're looking at doing with Matic is more of a fork than a expansion into the side chain, and that fork will be used for several other things. But I won't go into that right now. But yeah, guys, so that's pretty much all I wanted to go over in this. We're launching on Binance. We've got the DigiFinex launch coming up. We've got some influencer campaigns that are set to go out. What we're trying to do is coordinate all this to have the very, very good coordination between all these efforts as we roll this out. Okay, so some very, very big things happening. We got we're finalizing the fiat to token transfer. We've got all the documentation back to the company for that. It's looking like they're saying anywhere from 7 to 10 days. So a lot of big things are about to happen, guys. A lot of big things. We're about to, we're less than a month old and we're really about to take off. So I'll go ahead now and open it up into questions, and then we'll get those done and we'll move forward so we can get out here and get on the road. So Murat, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Murat, I have a problem.
Yep. Oh, can you hear me right now?
Okay, Murat, you're having a problem.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're having a problem. Michael?
Yeah, I had him just fine. Did you hear him? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sorry, something was wrong with my chat. Go ahead.
So people can hear me, but you cannot hear me, or?
Okay, I
Go
can
ahead,
now.
Paul.
I cannot hear.
Go ahead, Murat. He's got you.
Okay, good. So the question is when Binance is going to be released, and also because I mean I want to create liquidity for the Binance, but it will then still like is this going to be like temporarily closing for the fee when we transfer to Binance, or still this fee
No,
will continue?
you're not going to transfer. I'm not telling anybody to transfer anything to Binance. So the Ethereum token will continue to live on. The Ethereum token is one of our main stays going forward. We're just adding the Binance Smart Chain. So I'm not telling anybody to transfer anything off of Ethereum into Binance, but
Okay.
it's definitely, go ahead.
Yeah, and the other question is when the Binance chain does transactions, does Ethereum chain holders gain anything?
The underlying asset volume will go up significantly, just like, so again, I'm going to go back to Hotbit, for example, okay, or DigiFinex that's about to launch, okay. Whenever a centralized exchange launches, they have their own chain, just like Binance, just like BSC. So Hotbit has its own centralized exchange chain. And when people, that's why our true wallet holder count is never easy to pin down, because I know for a fact that there are a bunch of people on BSC that are trading, but because it's a centralized exchange and they have their own chain, that doesn't show up directly on the blockchain or on the Ethereum blockchain. What does happen is through CoinMarketCap, as we add the pairs, the value goes up and people jump around from exchange to exchange to buy and trade based on the value there. So that evens out the price. That's why you don't typically have a discrepancy in price for too long. But if you noticed early on, we had some exchanges that were trading much higher and much lower than the Uniswap price, for example. That's normal. That's going to happen with Binance too. Any exchange that we go on, including the BSC, including PancakeSwap, including Hotbit, including DigiFinex, including all these other exchanges, they will not directly impact wallet holder counts because they are separate chains, they are separate exchanges. That's happening all over right now. Okay, what they will impact is volume. What they will impact is price, because that you can see as CoinMarketCap. Most wallets get their pricing from CoinMarketCap, which is a combination of volume and price across all the exchanges that we're listed on. So it will have an impact on price. You will see that in your wallets, as most wallets get the price from CoinMarketCap. So I think that answers those questions pretty in depth.
I think the question actually was rewards. So in the PancakeSwap.
Okay, so let me go over it again. So just like on Hotbit, there are no rewards that come out of Hotbit. Only Hotbit users can get Hotbit rewards. Okay, the only thing that we can pull off from for these exchanges is the liquidity. So every reward happens on its own chain. Okay. So that's just the way that these things are done. Like we can't code around that. Actually we could, but it would be an extremely expensive transaction because you'd have to pay the fees to go cross chain with redistribution, and it's just not worth it. So there is no share of redistribution. There is a share of liquidity pool across all of them. So the goal is here to get everybody to get in so that we can get the liquidity pool high so we can get loans going. Right? That's our overall goal. On the exchanges, if you continue to sit on whatever exchange you're sitting on, you'll continue to get redistribution. And actually, some of the exchanges don't even do redistribution. Like BSC just picked this up. You get no redistribution, but there's a ton of traffic happening over there. Now, anybody can take their BSC token eventually and stake it against our stake pools to participate in interest sharing. That is something that all BSocial token holders will do, regardless of if you're on Binance, if you bought in on BSC, if you bought in on Hotbit, if you bought ERC20, it doesn't matter. So does that answer the question?
Yes, and also
okay,
that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Mushroom official, go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna have to go quick here. Gevpor, go ahead.
Hi guys, I've been with you since the beginning, and I'm still holding, and I believe in your project. Now you're telling us that you're gonna also be on Binance, but is it not? It's not possible to use the same liquidity pool, and will this? Let's say I have it on Ethereum, and people start buying on Binance. Will that impact me? Like, if less people buying from Ethereum blockchain, will that impact the price, and will that impact me being on Ethereum instead of Binance?
Okay, so let me go over it again, because it's exactly the same thing with an exchange. On an exchange, if people start buying on DigiFinX, is that going to impact ERC? No, it doesn't impact ERC directly. What it does do is it pumps up the market volume, because look, people in America cannot buy, most of the people in America and Europe cannot get BNB tokens, okay? So the more volume, the more increase we have in price, basically on CoinMarketCap, the higher volume and the higher token holders we have overall, over all our exchanges, helps every part of the economy, okay? So, you know, don't look at it as, oh, it's BNB versus ERC. It's not. They're all in the pool. BNB is no different than Hotbit. BNB is no different than DigiFinX. BNB is no different than BSC. BNB is no different than Bitmart. BNB is no different than any other exchange that we launch on. So
if I don't want to continue to hold on Ethereum blockchain, I'm still gonna see the price going up, even if
correct,
not a lot of people buying on Ethereum.
Correct, right? Because the way everybody gets their price, is from CoinMarketCap.
One whole market just expanded to all the exchanges.
Exactly.
The price is the same everywhere, right?
Exactly. So, you know, I mean, just very frankly, people transfer out. Like, some people buy on BSC because it has a lower price, and then they transfer into Uniswap because it has a higher price, or vice versa, right? They buy on Uniswap because it's a lower price, and then they go into BSC and they go. So there is, every exchange sets its own price. You can see this by going on CoinMarketCap. We have no control over the price on any exchange, not even on Uniswap, right? Every exchange will set its own market price, but they all follow each other very, very closely. But sometimes you'll see when we do a launch, like I will bet that for the DigiFinX launch that's going to happen, we'll probably have a price discrepancy for about 24 to 48 hours, a big one, 10, 20%, 30% possibly. And that's just a matter of how exchanges work. So,
so I just sold on Ethereum, I'll be fine. There is nothing to worry about.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to go buy on BSC, if you want to buy on Hotbit, if you want to buy on BNB, you can also do that, but you don't have to.
But is there like a meaning to do it, or I should stick with Ethereum, and I don't know. Like, is there a difference to buy it there? It's gonna be cheap again and start going up, or how's it gonna work?
I can't make a prediction on what the price will be. I just really can't. I mean, it'd be irresponsible of me. So I can't make a prediction on that. But let me go ahead and get on to some other questions. We'll be announcing that very soon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry, bro. I couldn't talk earlier when you were asking. I couldn't figure it out. So are we forking? Is that what we're doing? We're forking off from the Ethereum chain and going onto the BNB network now?
Don't look at it as a fork, because it's really not a fork. It's just like launching on Hotbit. Hotbit is not a fork. It's just like launching on
but you're not creating a new token, right? Like, you're not creating a new token.
Just like when you go on Hotbit, they create a new token. That's not an ERC token. They create a new token that's represented
into the original stock, is what I'm asking. So, like, if I'm holding on ERC, and like, let's say the BNB network on BSOCIal starts to go up, that will also go up the same amount in the ERC2, or sorry, in the Ethereum network.
Okay, so it never does. So let's throw BNB out of the equation real quick, because I think a lot of people are confused about how centralized and decentralized exchanges work. So throw BNB out of the equation first right now. If you go on CoinMarketCap and you look at all the markets, okay, there's one price on CoinMarketCap. Go on the markets and look, and there's 5 different prices. on CoinMarketCap, the underlying asset. And that's because each exchange has their own volume, their own trading, they're on their own chain. Okay? What happens on
I understand that part.
Okay, cool. So then if you
understand is we're making two different tokens now. So it's pretty much like, if I can use this as an example, Ethereum and ETC, right? Is that pretty much what's happening?
No, it's going to be the same token, same ticker. It's, if you go look at a token like antimatter, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. The token antimatter is on 3 different chains. It can be traded on 3 different chains and over 40 different exchanges.
So you guys creating a bridge then for that? Is that what you guys are doing?
There are many bridges around the internet, so we don't have to create another bridge. So yeah, you can bridge across. There are several DEX bridges that exist just all over the place. So we don't have to create a bridge for ourselves.
For sure. I'm just wondering if I should be switching over to the BNB network, if that one's going to, because to be honest with you, like just from looking at the graph and everything, I think we're going to go down a little bit more if something happens. And if that's the case, I would rather switch my, take my losses on it and then throw it into that BNB side, or sorry, not using.
But all that's going to happen is that the price is just going to, as soon as that goes up over there, all that's going to happen is everything else is going to go down and come back up too, and then that's going to come back down too, because if everybody does this, it's going to bring the whole market down. And you're going to lose 7%. Yeah. So, so it's just like, okay, so forget BNB, forget BNB for a second. This exact same thing happens. Like when Hotbit launched, the Hotbit price was like 40% higher than the Uniswap price. And people were asking me if they should transfer their money over to Hotbit to sell on Hotbit. And I was like, if you want to, but all that's going to happen is then Hotbit's price is going to come down, and only a few people are going to be able to do that. So you guys are looking at this like it's a new thing and we're like getting away from Ethereum. We're not. This is just another exchange. It's exactly like Hotbit. Again, when we launch on DigiFinex on Monday, watch what's going to happen. There's going to be a huge price discrepancy, and what will happen is people will jump back and forth. People will try to buy on Uniswap because the price is lower, and then they'll jump over to DigiFinex. They'll transfer their tokens to try to sell them, and they'll try to create an arbitrage, but then they'll have a 14-15% fee plus the fee from DigiFinex, so they'll end up breaking even. So it doesn't really work the way, and we did the tokenomics this way to prevent that from happening. Like, we don't want that to happen, but it will happen. Some people will make the mistake of doing it, and then the price, as you see now, if you go on CoinMarketCap, you can see that while the exchanges do have a slight discrepancy in price, let me pull it up right now. Hold on. I'll tell you exactly what the discrepancies in price are. So right now, if I look at the market and I pull up
I guess what I'm asking is, do I have to watch 2 graphs now? Like, will there be 2 graphs that I have to watch?
No, just watch CoinMarketCap. Just like just watch CoinMarketCap. Yeah, just watch CoinMarketCap. That's where you should be watching anyway, technically, because you can monitor all the markets from one place.
It's like looking at Ethereum or Bitcoin on Gemini and Coinbase. They're never the same because there's different people buying and trading, so it causes the price to go up and down. It's the same thing.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing. So just watch CoinMarketCap, because CoinMarketCap, just like see, people don't understand. Thank you very much. Bitcoin, okay, trades on all these different exchanges, and you only see one price on CoinMarketCap because it shows all the exchanges underneath it that are trading at 10% differences from each other. I mean, it's not unique to BankSocial. It's not unique to any coin. This is how it happens on every single coin. Bitcoin is on hundreds of exchanges, thousands of exchanges, and they all have different price. And people try to jump back and forth between them to try to create some type of arbitrage, to buy it cheaper over here and sell it higher over here. It rarely works. It's very hard to do that with the fees and the timing and everything that goes into making that happen. So it doesn't make sense for somebody to jump off of one chain to go into another chain. Like, for example, right now, Hotbit is trading BankSocial at 28, and Uniswap is trading at 18. Okay, there's a discrepancy.
Those markets there, right?
Down below. Yes, exactly. And all that's going to happen is another market is going to be added to here called BSOCIAL BNB. That's it.
But eventually, what you're saying is they're all going to meet up and hit the same price. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they never hit the same price. Just like if you go look at, they will. As we get more exchanges and as we get more volume, yes, they will correlate much closer to each other, but they'll never be exact. It's unrealistic to think they will ever be exact. They will ever follow each other exactly. It's just never going to happen. And if you go look at Bitcoin, you'll see the exact same thing. They're all over the place.
Hey, Prez, I got a question.
Yep.
Hey, so just to clarify, because I think some of the earlier questions, what they were trying to say, if I'm not mistaken, was would people on people using Binance, will we be getting the redistribution fees
just like any, no, that's what I covered. Just like any other exchange. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so,
I remember you saying that some of the centralized exchanges were agreeing to implement
to their
tokenomics.
token holders. To their token holders. Correct.
Okay.
And some of them don't.
Right. So people who have bought on Uniswap wouldn't be getting that from Hotbit or DigiFinex or whatnot.
They can't because they can't, because if they did that, there would be a huge gas transaction fee. The way we do that on chain is that in the smart contract, we're able to do that during the transaction. They would have to do that from outside because they don't own the smart contract. They implement their own smart contract on their own chain. And again, this is the way, this is the way every single tokenomics platform works. But again, if you go on Bitcoin right now and you look, the price, it's not the same anywhere. It differs from 50 to 100 to 150 to $200 in some places across exchanges. So, you know, this is the way decentralized finance works. And that's, you know, it took me a while to understand it back in 2010, 2011. Like, how's this going to work? But that's the way it works. The exchanges create their own value pools. The exchanges trade at their own rates. And then CoinMarketCap pulls together all of that, pulls together all the volume, pulls together all the market caps, pulls together all the circulating supply, and displays it in one place as one price. And that's why you see that's why you see that Binance is trading at 36,659, but the price on CoinMarketCap is 36,753, right? It's almost $100 difference.
Right. So to clarify, everyone who's worried, don't worry now. Wait till BSocial is trading with massive volume, maybe months to a year from now, and then choose the exchange of your choice with the most volume. Then go there if that exchange accepts the redistribution fee, and then you can get the most of your redistribution.
I mean, I would say the best way to do it, because, you know, you're looking at this as, you could do that. Yeah, you could go look at volume and trade into volume and go see who has the redistribution and the volume. Yes, you could absolutely do that. Yeah, you could. That's part of it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Okay, so any other questions, guys? Let me see if there's any other questions. Yeah, we've got a few. I'm just going to take two more. I'm sorry, I've got a lot to do today. Go ahead. Salvador. Okay, moving on from Salvador. B, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought I was unmuted. So by the time we get to that point, when we are lending, our staked tokens won't be gaining the 3% redistribution. So am I right?
No, you're not. So we will implement that to where the staked tokens get the 3% redistribution.
Oh,
they may not get them in real time, but what we'll most likely do is we'll most likely hold those in a pool for you, and then when you unstake, you'll get those back. Because technically, while you're staked, you won't be able to do anything with those tokens anyway.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Salvador. Go ahead, B. That was a good question, but I won't count it because it was fast. So I'll take one more besides B. Go ahead, B.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yep, gotcha.
Yeah, so I think what I'm hearing from kind of around the board was people expecting or thinking that moving to the BNB is like a dilutive move where our circulating supply increases, but that's not the case, correct?
Well, the circulating supply will increase because it's another set of tokens that are getting launched, but we can always control that by doing a burn on both sides to equal out the total circulating supply. But again, it's more about volume relative the supply. So if the volume goes up by 100% and the supply goes up by 100%, you're really at a net break even. So we'll monitor that and keep a close eye on it. And if we need to increase any burns, we can increase burns as necessary.
Okay, yeah, because that would be good for controlling the price as well.
We don't want to do too much price manipulation if we can help it. So, but yeah, that's definitely something that we have in the roadmap. So let me take one more question and then I've got to run. Here we go. Okay, go ahead. Nat R.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so my question wasn't relative to pricing. My question was more based on, you briefly touched about using a fork of Matic. Now that's huge. Can you elaborate more on around that at this time, or it's something that we have to wait later on?
Yeah, no, I can elaborate a little bit more around that. Not too much, but I can elaborate a little bit more. So we will be using Matic as our a fork of Matic as our chain to do our lending and NFT creation on for lending. That's how we'll track all the lending. That's how we'll do our stake pools for the interest redistribution. And so that is something that's already in the works and is something that we've already committed to doing. So it's funny that you bring up Matic, because that's exactly, Polygon technically is exactly what we're going to be using for that, because we feel like that's the best platform, the strongest platform for it.
And it is. Great job, guys.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead. Man, okay, Ricky, I'm going to do it for you. And Lily, I'm going to make you guys the last two questions. Go ahead. Ricky, question? Okay. Lily, go ahead. Unmute and question.
Yeah, how would the BSC move help the existing holders on Uniswap?
Volume. So you know, the whole game is about volume. So as we see more, just like with going on DigiFinex, how does that help Uniswap holders, Lily?
Yeah, I get it, but still, wouldn't getting another exchange be getting better?
Why?
Wouldn't getting another exchange be better for us?
Why? The thing that's different from the exchanges here is that we control the liquidity pool in this other area. So with the liquidity pool, for example, we locked up the liquidity too fast and too much on the Uniswap, admittedly, because there's over $300,000 worth of fees that have been created on that liquidity pool that we could have utilized, that are not part of the liquidity pool technically, because they're outside fees that were generated that we could have used for marketing and influencers and more exchanges. So admittedly, that wasn't probably the best move to lock up the entire liquidity, because that's what the community wanted. But sometimes the community doesn't know what they want, and we have to, you know, make sure we're guiding in the best way. So part of the purpose of BSC is that we will have another liquidity pool that we can lock a majority of, but we can control significantly, just like with Uniswap. So it benefits all holders tremendously.
Please make a marketing wallet.
We are. So that's the other thing, is that we're going to have a marketing wallet. So this is all for the benefit of the entire economy of BankSocial. This is not just to benefit one chain or another. We're doing this with a lot of foresight and thought. So, you know, that's why I'm getting on here and talking to you guys as detailed as I am, so that everybody understands.
All the stuff that you do.
All right. Well, thanks so much, guys.
I was able to unmute myself.
Okay, go ahead, Rick.
I was stuck. Just really quick, because I've been caught the tail end here. So it looks, I just wanted to know about I know it's probably been answered, the Binance Smart Chain and the reason for the migration, or
Yep. So we have done it. I can't go into it again because it's a long conversation. I don't know if we're recording this. Michael, did we get to record this? I don't think we did. Okay, great. Perfect. So so perfect. All right, perfect, guys. Well, you guys have a great day, fantastic day. We love you all the love and all the power, and we'll talk very, very soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day, everybody.